Hey boys and girls, how are you today? It's Wednesday. It's time for the Winter Olympics. And the Winter Olympics I love because of course I told you before it has some of my favorite activities. But then it's winter, you know, and it's cold outside. And all I dream about in the winter is working in my garden in the summer. So today we are going to make gorgeous green gardens out of recyclable materials. So what I need from you is to have the following. You need to have some kind of a clear, I prefer a clear bottle that you're going to use. You have to have the cap from the bottle, that's very important. You're going to need some paint. You're going to need some scissors. And let's see, what else? You're going to need some yarn, which you should have provided. And this is the hard part because I'm not sure all of you have this. So you're gonna need a drill. Oh my gosh. Hopefully a mom or a dad is gonna help you with this, okay? Because I don't want you to hurt yourself. So let's be very, very careful with this. You know what? Let's start with the drill. You're gonna take the lid of your container. I just put it right back on the bottle because that's gonna hold it, right? Then you're gonna take your drill. This is a 1/4-inch drill. Can't see me, but you can see the bottle. And I'm gonna drill a hole in the top. Well, that wasn't so bad, right? You see what I did? I made a hole in it. That's the hardest part of the whole thing. Well, kind of. So now we have that great, you can take your lid. Do you see that? You've got a hole in the lid. And you can put that to the side. Now, again, this is a medium to difficult project, so it's for bigger kids. However, little kids can also do this with the help of an adult. Probably everybody might need an adult for that part. All right, so then I'm going to take my recycled bottle and I'm going to measure, about, it says 5 inches if I'm not mistaken, about 5 inches up from the base. So if you got a Coca-Cola bottle, which I do, you know where the label was? I do it right in the middle where the label was, okay? So I'm gonna start out with a serrated knife and I'm just going to, can you see this? I'm gonna try to saw through a little corner like that. And then I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna cut around the bottle right in the middle of that section. See how I'm cutting the bottle right down the middle? And here we are at the end and snap, we did it. Okay, the bottom and the top. How hard was that, right? That wasn't hard at all. Before we continue, let's talk about what we know. We have taken our bottle and we have cut it in half, correct? We have taken the lid from our bottle and we've made a nice hole in the lid. Can you see that? Sure you can. There's the hole in the lid. And now comes the fun part. Now we're going to paint this part. Now this is the part that is going to have the soil in it and the plant in it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to decorate this top part of our bottle. So I have some blue paint here. I'm going to show you a couple of other ones that I've already made. Let's see, right here. Here's one that I've made, and I just spray painted it silver. Look at that. I guess I could show you what this is going to be in the end. Let's put it right here. That's what we're making. We're making ourselves a hydroponic plant. Let's take this part, and we're going to paint it. So I have some blue. I don't know why. I just picked blue because I like blue. And this is acrylic paint. Be careful. Make sure that when you paint, you have a surface that you don't mind getting dirty. And I'm going to take this paint and I'm going to paint my bottle. It'll be very pretty. Oh, I like this. I spray painted the other one. Make sure it gets covered. That's why you have to make sure that you've taken off the label, and hopefully you've succeeded at that. And I'm just going to paint this bottom of my soda bottle, like so. I hope you're all gardening at home. I hope you're all doing some kind of fun activities outside. flowers or whatever. Can you see what I have planted in that planter right here? This is dill. I have one in dill, I have one in basil, and I have one in, I think that's oregano. Okay, so now I have painted the bottom, or actually it's the top of the bottle, isn't it? Really nicely. It's very pretty. It's a nice color blue, I think. And it's all done. It's all painted and very nice. Here, let's make sure I get them all. All right. And I'm going to put that to the side. Don't use too much paint. Of course, I have a recycled container here, and that's what I use. You just need a little drizzle of paint. Now, while that dries, we won't touch it. While that dries, make sure I don't get paint on me. This is the hard part. I'm going to take the lid, and you're going to have to string the yarn through the hole. Now, I kind of had oh, you know what I forgot to do? Here, I'm going to put a little glitter on it. I have some glitter. I just thought the glitter would be pretty. Okay. And that should stick. Well, let's continue with our project. Again, our top is drying. It has to be completely dry before you can continue on. So now comes a little bit of a hard part. This is in your supply box, okay? It should be in your bag, so you should be able to pull a funny looking stringy thing out. A couple of ways to do this. You can take the yarn and thread it through, one of them at a time. Do you see that? I'm going to thread it until I get to the knot. And then I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to thread it through until I get to the knot. Do you want to know a trick? This is my trick. I also have let me move this. I also have a crochet hook that I'm going to stick through the hole and I'm going to bring my other strings through so I can do a couple of them at a time. Really makes it easier, but you can just thread them through. And if you can't seem to get all of them through, just get as many as you can. All right, so now half of my strings, did I get them all? No, I got one more. One more, just a second. One more is coming through the hole. Again, this is the hard part. So what do I have here? Here's the knot. I've threaded my 3 strings through, and these are hanging down. You know what? I'm going to tidy this up a little bit because I want to. I want to make it nice and even on the bottom. This is because I can. Boy, these are bad scissors. Then I am going to take my dry lid and I'm going to put the lid back on, like so. Now when I put the lid back on, I'm not going to screw it quite as tight. I don't want to screw it all the way. Then I'm going to kind of loosen it up. It's got to be on there, but it should be on there loose so that water can get through there. You see that I have strings coming through? I'm going to hold on to those strings. I'm going to grab them, and voila! I'm going to put them and the lid in the bottom part of my bottle. Do you notice I'm still holding on to my strings? Why? I'm going to fill this top with soil. And these strings have got to be at the top of the soil. So this happens to be some soil that I have, and I am going to fill it up with soil, like this. Alrighty. Remember, your top part has to be completely dry. Maybe you have soil from outside in your garden. Then I'm going to kind of pull the strings so that they go all the way through the soil like this. Interesting, huh? Now comes the water. I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to pour water in the bottom part of my container. Oh, you don't have to put lots of water in there, but just enough. And now I'm going to water from the top just to get the soil damp. Like this, all the way. Wow. Just like that. Because you know, when you put potting soil in, it's really, really dry. You can see that the water is coming out of the bottom. It's coming through the bottom, but that's good. So now, that basically is your planter. I'm going to show you my completed planter. So here's planter number 1. Here is planter number 2. Right? Again, what did I do? I put the top of the pop bottle inside like that, and believe it or not, the water comes up the string through the soil and maintains the soil wet, so you don't have to constantly water the plant that you have. You need to make sure that you have water down here. So this is a hydroponic, not completely hydroponic, but it's a way to water the plant by putting the water, not dumping the water on the top, but by having the water go up the strings that you've put through here. I could snip these strings off so that they aren't hanging off because they're all the way to the top. And that way, it looks prettier. Now, what am I gonna plant in here? I have herbs in mind. I like the different herbs, and that way I can keep them right next to in the kitchen I can keep them, and then when I need them for cooking, they're right there. So this is the Green Gorgeous Garden. Any questions, any issues, or any problems, please make sure and call me and let me know. I'm on Zoom, I'm waiting for you. Have a great day at camp.